The history of football, a global phenomenon. Introduction. Football, known as soccer in some parts of the world, is arguably the most popular sport on the planet. With an estimated 4 billion followers, it is more than just a game. It's a cultural phenomenon that transcends borders, languages, and ideologies. This comprehensive commentary aims to explore the rich history of football, tracing its origins, evolution, key milestones, and its role in shaping societies and cultures worldwide. Chapter 1. The ancient roots of football. The origins of football can be traced back thousands of years, with numerous ancient civilizations having their own variations of a ball game. The development of these early forms of football laid the groundwork for the modern sport we know today. 1.1. Ancient ball games. Various ancient civilizations engaged in games that involved kicking or throwing a ball. The Chinese played a game called kuju as early as the 2nd and 3rd centuries BC, while the Greeks had their own version known as apiskyros. In Mesoamerica, the Mayans played a game called pits, which involved using a rubber ball. 1.2. Early forms of football in Britain. The history of modern football in Britain can be traced back to the medieval period. Early forms of the game were often chaotic, violent, and involved large groups of players from rival villages. There were few standardized rules, and the aim was often simply to get a ball into the opponent's goal by any means necessary. Chapter 2. The birth of association football. The early 19th century saw the development of more structured and standardized forms of football. This chapter explores the birth of association football and the pivotal role played by England in shaping the sport. 2.1. Cambridge Rules. In 1848, a set of rules known as the Cambridge Rules was established at Cambridge University. These rules, developed by students, emphasized ball control and passing. They represented a significant step towards creating a standardized form of the game. 2.2. The formation of the Football Association. In 1863, the Football Association, FA, was founded in England. The FA played a critical role in unifying the rules of the game, and they published a set of rules known as the Laws of the Game, which became the foundation for modern association football. Chapter 3. The spread of football across continents. The late 19th century saw the dissemination of football to other parts of the world, including Europe, South America, and beyond. This period marked the first international matches and the formation of football associations in various countries. 3.1. International matches. The late 19th century witnessed the first international football matches. The first official international game took place in 1872, between England and Scotland, and ended in a 0-0 draw. This marked the beginning of international football, a concept that would become central to the sport's growth. 3.2. The emergence of club football. In addition to international matches, club football became increasingly popular. Clubs like Sheffield FC and Notts County FC in England were established in the 19th century and are among the oldest football clubs in the world. These clubs laid the foundation for modern club football, which has become a global phenomenon. Chapter 4. The First World Cup and Global Expansion. The early 20th century marked the establishment of the first global football tournament, the FIFA World Cup, and the expansion of football to different continents, including South America, Africa, and Asia. 4.1. The inaugural World Cup, Uruguay 1930. The idea of a global football tournament was proposed by Jules Rimet, the president of the French Football Federation, and it became a reality in 1930 when the first FIFA World Cup was hosted by Uruguay. This tournament featured 13 teams and culminated in Uruguay's victory over Argentina in the final. 4.2. The globalization of football. In the decades following the first World Cup, football continued to spread worldwide. South America became a stronghold of the sport, producing legendary players like Pelé, Diego Maradona, and Lionel Messi. Meanwhile, Africa and Asia developed strong footballing traditions, with nations like Cameroon, Nigeria, and Japan making their mark on the international stage. Chapter 5. The Golden Era of Brazilian Football. Brazil's footballing history is synonymous with success and flair. This chapter explores Brazil's dominance of world football and the emergence of legendary players like Pelé. 5.1. Brazil's first World Cup victory 1958. Brazil won their first World Cup in 1958, a tournament that marked the emergence of a young sensation named Pelé. Brazil defeated Sweden 5-2 in the final, with Pelé scoring a hat-trick. This victory began Brazil's remarkable journey of success on the international stage. 5.2. The Magic of Pelé. Pelé, whose full name is Edson Arantes do Nascimento, is widely regarded as one of the greatest football players of all time. He won 3 World Cups with Brazil, 1958, 1962, and 1970, and remains a global icon. His dribbling skills, goal-scoring ability, and charisma made him a beloved figure in the world of football. Chapter 6. The Rise of European Powerhouses. Europe has been a dominant force in international football, producing powerhouse teams like Italy, Germany, and the Netherlands. This chapter explores the successes and iconic moments of European football. 6.1. Italy's triumphs. Italy has a rich footballing history, with 4 World Cup victories to its name. Their victories in 1934 and 1938 marked their early dominance in the tournament, while their 1982 World Cup win showcased the iconic talents of Paolo Rossi and Marco Tardelli. 6.2. Germany's legacy. Germany, both as West Germany and a unified nation, has been a dominant force in international football. Their victory in the 1954 World Cup, known as the Miracle of Bern, was a symbol of post-war recovery and reunification. They added more World Cup titles in 1974 and 1990 and won the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. Chapter 7. The iconic moments of the World Cup. The history of the FIFA World Cup is replete with iconic moments that have become etched in the collective memory of football fans. From stunning goals to legendary matches, these moments define the essence of the tournament. 7.1. Maradona's Hand of God and Goal of the Century. The 1986 World Cup in Mexico witnessed 2 of the most iconic moments in football history, both created by the brilliant Diego Maradona. His Hand of God goal, where he used his hand to score, and the Goal of the Century, a mesmerizing solo effort, captured the imagination of fans worldwide. 7.2. Geoff Hurst's 1966 World Cup final hat-trick. The 1966 World Cup final saw England's Geoff Hurst score a historic hat-trick against West Germany. His performance in that match remains the only instance of a player scoring 3 goals in a World Cup final. 7.3. The Disgrace of Gijón. The 1982 World Cup in Spain featured an infamous match between West Germany and Austria, known as the Disgrace of Gijón. Both teams appeared to collude to ensure a 1-0 West German victory, allowing both to advance at the expense of Algeria. This incident led to changes in the World Cup format to prevent collusion in future tournaments. Chapter 8. The Evolution of Football. The game of football has evolved significantly over the years, with changes in rules, tactics, and technology. This chapter examines the key developments that have shaped the sport. 8.1. The introduction of professionalism. Football's transition from amateurism to professionalism in the late 19th and early 20th centuries transformed the sport. The emergence of professional leagues allowed players to earn a living from the game, while also raising the level of competition. 8.2. Tactical innovations. The sport has witnessed significant tactical innovations over the years. From total football in the 1970s, pioneered by the Dutch, to the rise of tiki-taka football in Spain, tactics have played a crucial role in shaping the modern game. 8.3. Technological advancements. Technology has played a prominent role in modern football. The introduction of goal line technology and video assistant referees, VAR, has helped ensure fair play and reduce controversial decisions. Chapter 9. The cultural impact of football. Football is not just a sport, it's a cultural phenomenon that influences art, music, fashion, and even politics. This chapter explores the cultural impact of football around the world. 9.1. Football in music. Football has inspired numerous songs and anthems, often becoming the soundtrack to the lives of fans. Songs like You'll Never Walk Alone, Three Lions, and Waka Waka have become iconic football anthems. 9.2. Fashion and football. Football has had a significant influence on fashion. Football jerseys and kits are not only worn by players on the pitch but are also embraced as streetwear. Designers have also drawn inspiration from the sport, creating football-themed collections. 9.3. Football and politics. Football and politics are often intertwined, with the sport playing a role in diplomacy, nationalism, and identity. The 1978 World Cup in Argentina, hosted by a military dictatorship, led to protests and controversies. Conversely, the 1994 World Cup in the United States marked the first time the tournament was hosted outside the traditional footballing nations, demonstrating football's ability to bridge cultural divides. Chapter 10. The global nature of football. Football is a global sport with a diverse and passionate fanbase. This chapter explores the global nature of football and its role in bringing people together. 10.1. Global tournaments. Football tournaments like the FIFA World Cup and the UEFA European Championship bring nations together, creating a sense of unity and shared experience. These events transcend borders and languages, fostering a global sense of celebration and hope. 10.2. Football's role in development. Football has been harnessed as a tool for social development. Organizations like Street Football World use the sport to address social issues such as poverty, inequality, and education. The sport also serves as a means of empowerment and social integration for marginalized communities. Conclusion. The history of football is a story of evolution, cultural impact, and global unity. From its ancient roots to the modern-day spectacles of the World Cup and club football, the sport has captured the hearts of billions. Football's influence extends beyond the pitch, shaping societies, music, fashion, and politics. As we look to the future, the sport's continued growth and innovation are assured. The next generations of players, fans, and innovators will continue to push the boundaries of what football can be. Whether in a packed stadium, a neighborhood park, or a virtual world, football will remain a global phenomenon, reminding us all of the power of the beautiful game.